Hi, everyone. My name is Miss Nikki Jean, and welcome to Tarot Live Reading with me, where I'm going to be answering any questions that you have. So, as you start entering into the chat, just post your questions on there, and we'll get to them as soon as I can. Today, I'm going to start off with a card of the day, to see what the energy is, to see how everyone's feeling, to kind of get in the mood. So, and I'm using my African American tarot deck, which I absolutely love. And the card of the day today. Ooh, Queen of Swords, direction, power, strength, going for what you want. And also really signifies like understanding what you've been through and going through even the pain, the suffering, and using that as a power instead of kind of a victim mentality to lead and to get people behind you. But setting those boundaries, getting for what you want is all about the energy in this card. It's a powerful uh, it's a powerful card. I love this one. The other deck I'm going to be using today is another favorite of mine is the Mythic Tarot deck. This is the back of it, and it follows the stories of the Greek myths. A lot of them you're familiar with, like such as Aphrodite, Persephone, Hades, Athena. Um, but it does a really great way of doing storytelling and getting to the heart of your message. All right, so we have some questions so Richard, your question is, why does everything seem stalled out lately? That is a good question. And we should be aware of the energy of this week. It is eclipse season, so things are very illusionary. Not everything's is what it seems. So the stalling out to me also means kind of keeping your head down, mouth shut. If you don't feel like anything is moving, there might be a purpose to that. But Richard, let's see what is possibly going on in so interesting. You have the King of Swords. So the Queen of Swords was the card of the day, and you have the partner of it, which is the King of Swords. So a lot of times with the King of Swords, he reminds me of the Godfather. If something seems to be stalled out in your life, I would kind of sit back and reflect and make sure that you're not missing something. The King of Swords is someone that has, kind of worked through some heavy times and has cut through away from all the negative energies, a lot of negative people, and there's might be something that you might be missing that you need to kind of stand back and reflect and let go of, because this isn't you don't make anything active with this card unless you know exactly what you want. So being very strategic. So kind of like reflect on what's missing. And it couldn't be nothing bad. Maybe you just need to clear out your clothes. We're going into, winter season. Maybe pull out, like, clear out your closet, do some house cleaning, to kind of freshen up the energy. But I don't take it as something that's negative happening to you. Just use this time to, refresh and renew. So we have another question. Giselle says, today is my birthday, and I would like to know what message or guidance spirit has for me. Oh, absolutely. Happy birthday. It's a crazy time right now. It's, again, like I said earlier, eclipse season is, it's a lot of energy, a lot of chaotic energy. 6 of Wands. Well, one, celebrate. Happy birthday. This is definitely very Libra vibes too, I'd say. To own your day, I would say make sure that you are being as boastful as you want. Go into restaurants, let everybody know it's your birthday. Make sure people are showering you with gifts. This is a day to, if you have a hard time like getting attention or accepting like, compliments, this is the day to really lean into that energy and just shine. It's a day to be wonderful and let people like be grateful for who you are. And if you are kind of in a low vibe, have friends over and do something like low key tonight. But make sure you are being celebrated and take that celebration seriously, and don't think people are just doing it because they're being nice. It's because people genuinely care about you and you are really loved. So it's time to make sure that you're, loving on yourself with that. It's all about celebration, owning yourself. I like this card a lot. Okay. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. I see Harmony. And your question is, what do I need to focus on as I experience divorce? Divorce is a pretty heavy event in anyone's life. So just on a personal basis, hopefully you're doing like some self-care, healing with that. It's, you're grieving a loss of relationship, which is pretty heavy. But in particular, Ace, man, swords are coming up a lot. So Ace of Swords is setting boundaries for you and making sure that as you restart this new version of your life, you're really not getting taken advantage of, and that you are setting clear boundaries within your life. This could possibly mean that there was a lack of that in your previous relationship, or maybe you got taken advantage of a lot and you had a hard time speaking up for yourself, or had a hard time, I hate to say like codependency, but there maybe was a blending of who you were as an individual with the person that you're in a relationship with. And this is kind of saying you need to speak up for yourself, stand up for yourself. Don't be afraid to be independent. Don't be afraid to say no and to cut your own path. This is, you're no longer, attached to this person or the identity of the relationship. So make sure that you kind of be selfish, which is a good card. But I think for a lot of people, it's hard when you do create a life together with somebody, or you had a lot of hopes with somebody. It's hard to kind of have to step back. But it's a power move. You just got to kind of be selfish and speak up for yourself. Okay. The next question I have, let me see, is Courtney. What is my next step in life? Okay, well, that's a big loaded question, but let's see if I can get to some. Four of Cups. So Four of Cups to me, and this is a card of reflection, of appreciation, and also a realization of what you need to kind of let go of in your life. There are certain, for Courtney, there are certain things that are kind of weighing you down emotionally. But there are also certain things that are making you happy, and you have to really lean into your happy side while understanding the things you're letting go of might be harder than you think, but it's all for your good. But in order to make this move, you do have to sit and reflect. This isn't something like, oh, I know exactly what it is. Don't do anything harsh or too fast. You kind of want to sit with it for a minute and be like, that like something in your gut is telling you something is off. Maybe I don't like this job, or maybe my relationship isn't making me happy. But before you cut it off, kind of figure out, I like to say, an escape plan or the next step, in order to, you're doing things strategically. But it is like leaning into your emotions and understanding there are things that is trying to move forward in your life, but you're holding on to certain things are just not supporting you. Honestly, they're just not like giving you the life that you need. Okay. Callie is the next question. There's something I want really bad and I feel blocked. How do I clear a serious block stopping me? That's a great question. One, I mean, this is for spell work. I absolutely love road opener and blockbuster work. Candles really, and this is a really good time to kind of implement that. Two of Wands. So Callie, this question, what is seriously stopping you is your own head. And I'm not meaning, I'm not trying to be hard on you, but you have a choice, but you really need to make it. And I think you're too, something that you've been thinking about, dreaming about, just creating in your head, but you have not put pen to paper. You have not done any active moves to make it happen. And that's what's stopping you. You're too, I almost wonder what your zodiac sign is, just because it's giving air energy where you're overthinking and not doing. You need to, what's really, because you're too scared to make the wrong decision, but there isn't a wrong decision yet to be made, but you have to give both paths, or how many options are out there, a try before worrying about what's going to happen next. It's also giving me like, you're already predicting the future with certain path. That's not happening. None of us can predict the future, but you're already determined, well, if I do this and this is going to happen, and then I don't want that. So you're not even trying to fail, or you're not even trying to like let it kind of mature into something more. So that it's kind of, you are kind of the only one stopping yourself with this. But I would do some blockbuster work and some road opener work, just so you can kind of get a clearer path of those opportunities, if I were you. Okay, Flora, please pull a card from my dad's health. Well, I hope your dad is doing okay. Let me see. Oh, Nine of Pentacles. So rest for sure. Let's give him, whatever he's doing, he definitely needs to be resting. Not very active, but and sending a lot of love. But this is a really positive card. It's somebody that has been going through a lot, but is kind of at the chill stage. So if he is, I'm not trying to be sexist, but a lot of times men do have a hard time sitting still or resting or listening to advice or sage like medical advice. So I would just make sure that he's taking all of his medication. He's actually doing way less than he wants to, and he's just being nurtured. Like he's getting a community, if you guys are around, to kind of help him around the house or help him with other stuff. Like make sure that is being implemented with his health, because this is something that can be cured. Or I don't want to say cured, but this is something that can be easily watched. But he has to rest, which is hard for a lot of us. We are tend to like go, 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 go. Okay. The next one I have Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly. Your question is, may I have a general card reading? Absolutely. And again, the card of the day today is Queen of Swords. So it's speaking and doing what you want. A lot of my answers today have been kind of being very cut. 8 of Cups. This is kind of a card of reflection and letting go on a very larger scale than the 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups is kind of like thinking about and understanding that some things have to be let go. But for Kimberly, this card, there's something really kind of holding you back emotionally that I feel like, deep down in your soul, you really have to let go. This is a little more cut and clear. The Queen of Swords energy, I was also saying, like, we have to move forward in order to get better. But it is going to be disappointing or heartbreaking in a way. Usually this card, just sometimes the hardest decisions aren't the easiest ones. And this is, it's all for your own benefit though. And the hardest things in life usually bring out the better things in life. So just because it's isn't easy right now doesn't mean something great isn't coming your way. And that's what also signifies, the full moon is in the back, signifying that your path is illuminated. You almost know what you need. You just got to trust in that light and trust that there is something better for you out there. So yeah, I like that card a lot. All right, Ashley. Will all the bad luck vibes come to an end soon? That's a great question. I hope so. There's heavy things going on. Oh, Hermit. Love this card. Me, basically, keep your head down, mouth shut, and yes, it should. If you have a hard time if you're reacting to the bad luck or reacting to the bad vibes instead of like sitting back and watching, observing, it's not going to stop. The Hermit is somebody that goes within, does not react, kind of reflects, kind of also instills like knowledge and a timing of education. So this is a really good time to do what am I trying to say? Update your magical education. If you are a psychic or if you do magical work, I would say start like delving into other forms of it. If you only do candle magic, look into herb magic. If you have thought about doing tarot, but you never really did it, like this is a time to start doing tarot or even doing magic to remove that bad luck. If you've been doing something one way, like you just sage, maybe you need to try different like incense, or maybe you need to incorporate candles, maybe to do some more spiritual baths. Like update it, ascend your spiritual practice in order for that to happen, because it's not, this stillness is saying like there's something to learn and grow here, and it's in an educational kind of way, but it's also pivot when things aren't going your way. Like what are you doing that's don't keep repeating the same things over and over again. Hopefully that made sense, Ashley. Okay, I have Kayla. What is in store for me in the next 6 months? Okay, let's see. Man, people are getting some really powerful cards. Strength. Okay, so strength is all about inner power, empowerment. In this card, there's a man wrestling with a tiger, or not tiger, a lion. But the lion's not biting him, he's taming him. And it's all about knowing that you have your own strength. It doesn't have to be violent, doesn't have to be aggressive. Is learning to use your own empowerment to get what you want, to get what you need. And to know when to fight and when to back off, to know when to speak up for yourself and to know when to observe. Sometimes if you've been too reactionary to certain things, or you've been too everything is just so much, like you're expending too much energy. I feel like maybe you're probably very tired or really drained lately. So learning to, charge your battery so you are a stronger person. That's a really, I don't know why, Kayla, I'm getting that message for you. You need to like slow down a lot, recharge your battery, because a lot of these decisions, or, there's a lot of like lack of clarity, but it's like due to mental tiredness. So making sure you're getting rest, your body is rested, you're asking for help when you need it, so you can make better like strategic kind of moves in your life. Okay. Okay, so it's whatever Lolita wants, Lolita gets. Okay, who lined up the crystals on my nightstand and vibrates my beds and vibrates my bed. So who lined up the crystals on my nightstand and vibrates my bed? Is it ancestors, guides, or malevolent beings? Okay, well, let's see what that means. I had malevolent beings, usually, what was the Ace of Wands? So that's a really positive. To me, that's a guide. And whatever those crystals are, I would pay attention to how those were lined up, and what timing is the vibration of the bed happening and what kind of crystals they are, because there's usually a message there without knowing like any of those details. I would suggest maybe kind of like writing down a little bit more details, and if you know ever come to the store, we can kind of figure that out. But I don't get anything negative. It is trying to tell you to pay attention to something, though, something that's like in your dreams. I would definitely focus on what's happening in your dreams, Lolita, during this time, because it's something to pay attention to, but nothing negative. And I'm not sure if it's an ancestor. It could be an ancestor, but it's more like a guide kind of vibe. But yeah. Okay, Audrey, can you tell me if I am hexed or crossed? Let's see. I think I am. So, Audrey, I have the Eight of Wands reversed. To me, that's not hexed, crossed. There is something's not going your way. That is 100%. So if you're feeling stagnant or feeling like there's something off, you are right in that. But this is also easily remedied when it's the Eight of Wands reversed. To me, this is just like a quick like spiritual bath, some cleansing, some heavy cleansing, especially right now, to remove whatever is like holding you back. And a lot of like maybe asking for help in a spiritual way. I don't think anyone has done this to you personally. Like, I don't think anyone has cursed you, but I do think that sometimes our own negativity, our own mental thoughts are cursings in itself. And we are stronger, you know, if we're struggling with mental, like just being critical to ourselves. If we are like, oh, I don't like myself today, everything's wrong, that stuff does manifest to create blockages in your real life. So making sure that you are cleansing and you're being very careful on like how you're speaking to yourself. But I will acknowledge that there is, you know, something off with the energy, but I do think spiritually it can just be remedied with doing a spiritual bath, lighting some cleansing candles, you know, even on crossing candle wouldn't hurt. Saging until you start feeling better. So you still feeling lighter. You need to know that this isn't something that's going to go away right away. Like you're going to have to continue this until it's like an onion, until you start feeling lighter and lighter. Okay, so I have Adrien. Marie, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Maybe it's the universe for a lot of us feeling stuck. Scorpio's here. I'm about to go my birthday season. Don't know how to move forward. A lot of emotional blows. Ooh, yes. And Scorpio season is coming in. And it is all about releasing death. And you know, it's a tougher season for a lot of people, but it's also allowing something old to get out and for something new to come. So for Adrien, you got the Seven of Swords, which is kind of, to me, especially with this deck, the African American Tarot deck, really trickstery energy. Not everything is what it seems. So before reacting to a lot of these blows, making sure that you are seeing the full truth, especially in this week right now too. Like I said earlier, not everything is as it seems. So before reacting emotionally, making sure that you're also being there for other people, and that you're being, you know, you're asking for help from the right people, and you're getting the full story from everybody, the full truth and nothing but the truth. That is for sure. Okay, Robert, I think I have time for one more question, two more questions. I'm going to say, Robert, may I ask when abundance will come in, please? Well, let's see. I will do that. Oh, you have Three of Cups. So this is when your abundance is going to come when you start doing what you truly love in conjunction with what your work. So if you're like unhappy with your job right now, or if you're just like kind of, you got to find the joy in it, and more money will come your way. If you're just going in kind of grumpy or angry, or if there's just like something is not vibing with you, you have to find happiness outside that job so you can at least go into it in a better, happier mindset. This is all about kind of being passionate and being, you know, grateful for what you have, and abundance will flow. It's hard to kind of lean into that though when the paycheck doesn't prove that, but your mindset does. You know, money comes with being passionate about something in your life, and I feel like that might be lacking right now. Okay, and I'll take one more, and I have Randy. Hello, is my soulmate coming? That is the question most people want to hear. Oh, you got another 7. It's funny. So I got another 7 of Swords, same card as the other one. This one is almost like maybe the person's here, but you don't see it. Uh, it's but and also maybe your expectations of what your soulmate is not really what you need, what the universe is trying to give you. So if if there are kind of materialistic expectations of your soulmate, and I mean like job, money, looks, I think the universe is trying to be like there's something more like in a deeper like mentality or deeper mindset that is supposed to be out there for you. Um so hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, there's something about that, like, I think your expectations for the soulmate is not as might be too harsh, and not based on, like, true happiness, partnerships kinda thing. Okay, so this is all the time I have. Remember that, if I didn't get to your question, we will be here again next or tomorrow from 11:30 to 12. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I really appreciate it. Have a nice day. Bye.